I wanna bring in the new year, and I have been abandoning myself. I wanna go into the new year without having to do my laundry. But this is my dad's guitar. It's such a turn off when somebody commits or overcommits to plans. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy D, and today we are gonna start this vlog by removing the Christmas tree and all the Christmas decor. Okay, maybe one step at a time. Let's start with the Christmas tree because this normally takes a while. It's the first weekend after Christmas, you know, that weekend in between like Christmas and New Year's. Yeah, I wanna bring in the new year with like a clean house, you know, like before we get to Valentine's. Like I wanna just have a couple of weeks with just my house basically. I also got a new carpet for the floor that I wanna just lay out. So we have a busy and super good weekend coming up, one of which we are gonna spend together because we're gonna be doing our vision boards together on Zoom. So hopefully by the time you're watching this, you came prepared and you also came and showed up for yourself, more than for me, but really for all of us to just, you know, just hang out for a little bit together. There's something about me that I'm like, all right, the Christmas tree already has 2 months out here. It's time to put it back in the box. So we're gonna do that today. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I've been up since 6 in the morning and I'm gonna fix you guys' time so I can start doing the timestamps again for you. But I ended up going to sleep yesterday at 8 p.m. after I mopped like the first pasada. I was like, I'm tired. I've been lifting weights. Okay, like my body needs rest. And I'm just gonna go to sleep. I was gonna read, and I did grab my book because I have it right next to me and on my nightstand, and I did start reading, but then I finished the chapter and I was like, okay, let me close this and let me just go to sleep, and hopefully I get to wake up tomorrow like without the alarm, because I did set an alarm this morning. I am gonna be getting an oil change, so I guess this vlog is just really gonna be what I'm doing on the last weekend of the year and how I'm preparing for next year. I've been seeing a bunch of trends going on TikTok, and some of them are positive and some of them are like crapping on someone's parade, and I'm just like, can everybody just do as they wish? You know what I mean? Like if somebody decides to share that they want to do a vision board, like why does somebody else have to come and say like, nah, like you need to do a prayer board? Like why like why can we not just let others live their lives however they'd like to live their lives? I've also been seeing a lot of trends of this was my vision board in 2024 and everything happened, which is amazing that everybody is sharing that, but I just want to talk to the person right now that made a vision board last year and not everything came true and not everything happened the way that you had pictured it. Not everything happened the way that you had planned. I want you to know that my vision board, the one that I created last year, not everything came to pass either. Not everything has happened yet. But I'm not sad about the fact that it hasn't happened or that it didn't happen in this year, because I have full faith that God is going to take care of it in the correct timing. Like, this is just my vision for the year, but what am I doing behind this vision for this to be able to work, right? This was my vision board, and a lot of it looked very much like this vision board because I wanted it to look like this. I put a new car right here. This was one of the things that I didn't get, and I'm not looking to get a new car. You know why? Because after I realized how much a new car would cost me versus how much it's costing me to do maintenance on the current car that I have, that takes me everywhere from point A to point B, that allows me to have more financial freedom, that allows me to have more wiggle room with my finances, that allows me and allowed me to be debt free. Like, I'm actually happy that I haven't gotten the car that I thought I wanted or that I put on my vision board, because next to it, I also put the word debt free. And guess what? This year, I celebrated the fact that I got out of my bankruptcy, that the bankruptcy is no longer in my credit report. And isn't that a blessing? So I just want to talk to that person that thinks and looks at their vision board and they're like, nothing is coming true or nothing is happening or what I wanted most isn't really here. I also have some things that I pray for and that I desire deep down to my core that aren't happening yet. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, and that doesn't mean that God isn't working in me and also in other people for these things to come to me. Here I put, for example, the silver plaque. So for those of you guys that don't know, once you get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, you get a silver plaque with your name on it that YouTube sends you. I am not a 100K, nor am I close today. Today, December, let's look it up. Today, Saturday, December 28th, 2024, I am at 19.3. But can I tell you that we have been growing? Like, can we celebrate that? The fact that there are so many of you guys here now that weren't here last year, that weren't here before. Just in my move from California to here, I've gained over 300 subscribers. That to me is a win. I'm not here yet. I know I'm on my way and I'm working towards it and I'm putting action behind it. However, I'm not there yet. And I'm not going to cry about the fact that I'm not there yet. And so what happens a lot of the times, and I'm realizing this for myself, is that we look at something and we're like, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. And we are automatically putting ourselves like in that state of mind of what we're lacking. Instead of everything that has worked out for us, instead of everything that is happening, instead of everything that we have. I'll tell you guys here, like, I'll be 100% transparent. I have a picture here of a couple holding hands walking at the beach. Baby, I did not date this whole year. Like, I did not date anybody. I went on 0 dates. I had 0 situationships. I had 0 encounters with men. I saved 0 numbers. I just didn't interact. I didn't, you know, like, I fully focused this year to fully go within and to grow. And the best thing that has come out of that is a closer relationship with God. I have been very intentional about the relationship that I'm cultivating with God versus the relationship that I had been trying to cultivate with someone else to fulfill me, right? To give me the love that I so much want. So again, like, I didn't attract that, if you will. I don't have that yet. But God has He shown me how good it can get. Like, God has He shown me and has He confirmed and has He told me that everything I've thought of, that my limiting beliefs where they're at, like, there's just a much bigger top of the mountain that He's gonna take me to, basically. So Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged if you look at your vision board from last year and things didn't necessarily go the way that you wanted them to go. I had Costa Rica in here because I really want to go to Costa Rica, and oh my gosh, I just made sense of something. I really want to go to Costa Rica and I haven't made it out there yet. I went to Panama though, and that was unplanned. I went to Bali though, and that was unplanned. I went back to Thailand and that was unplanned. Like, I still got to travel to other places and those were still unplanned. And it's kind of funny because now that I've printed all of the pictures and saw all of the pictures that I want to add to 2025's vision board, things look so different for me. Like, my vision for next year is so different, and I think it's because of the relationship that I've been able to cultivate with God. What do I mean by that? I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly everything that's on the vision board because I do believe that we shouldn't share everything with people, like I was telling you guys earlier or on the other vlog. A lot of the times people can, you know, just like send you bad vibes, or like look at something that you're doing and be like, ash, da 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 da, and that's already a bad vibe, baby. Like, if that is you, you can exit out of this video now. Like, it is okay. We don't need you here. I don't need, like, you know what I mean? That is not the vibe we're on. There's a lot of things for you and God only. There's a lot of things that are meant to be kept in secret, that are meant to be asked for in secret. And I'm not saying like in secret from the world. I'm saying in secret, like between you and God, right? Like through prayer, through your desires, through what you want. Because there are energies and there are other realms in this world that try and take your faith out, that try and take your trust in God out, that try and spit in your dreams, basically. Anyways, I'm really excited to be making my vision board this year because it's definitely going to be looking very different. And yeah, like, I can see the growth in me. I can see, you know, just where I'm at mentally and where I was when I created this. And another thing that I'm going to be very intentional about is for this vision board to only include my desires, aside from anyone else, things that I can control. And it's so perfect. God only knows why I decided to get this book and start reading it right before the year ends. It's called Atomic Habits, and by James Clear. And if you've never read this book, I had never read it, and I've always heard how good it is and da 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 da. And if you've never read it, I'm on chapter 2 and I'm already like, oh yeah, like I see where I have work to do. It basically talks about the little habits that you can create in your life, and they all look different for all of us, and how this will take us to the goal that we're trying to attain so much. And basically, more than goals, it's talking about our processes. Like, you know how when you go to work, there are processes in place for the companies to be successful? Well, the same way in our lives, we should have processes. What do those look like? What are you talking about? Okay, a small habit that you can create for yourself, for example, is brushing your teeth at night. I know. Some of you are probably like, why do you even need to say that? Because there are people that don't brush their teeth at night, and maybe that's a small habit that you can create. And what are you creating that for? Not just to make yourself feel better, but also for your oral health, because future you is going to thank you for that. It may not necessarily be a big goal for yourself right now, but later on, when your teeth aren't falling off, you're gonna be so grateful for that, right? Another habit that you can create is making your bed every single morning. Every time you get up in the morning, get ready, come back to your bedroom and make your bed before you leave. I had gotten away from that habit that I had created for myself before, and I was very disciplined about it. And ever since I moved here to Arizona, I had just been trying to like put myself together, and I hadn't been doing that. And this whole week I've started doing that. Before I even started reading this book, I was like, I need to start making my bed again. Like, that helps me, that uplifts me, that makes me feel better. Oil pulling, that's another thing that I've started doing. Going to the gym, that's another thing that I started doing. I literally started December 23rd. I went back to the gym. This whole year I had not been at the gym. This whole year I mean, you guys know, right? Like, I have been moving. I had been going through emotional distress. Like, I had been going through a lot emotionally, but also a lot of changes, big changes in my life had been happening, and I just hadn't made it to the gym. And so I started to think for myself, like, maybe you're not prioritizing yourself the way that you should, right? And let's even take out should out of this. Like, maybe you're not prioritizing yourself the way that you want to, and future you would be super disciplined. Like, future you would be in her fit era. Future you would be focusing on herself and would not care about anything and anybody else because she comes first. Like, future you would do that. So if you are trying to get to that future you, there are things you need to do right now for you so that you can get to the future you. Does that make sense? And so I started to think, like, I was like, you know what? Cut BS. Because another thing is, on Saturdays, I'd be like, I'm gonna break my fast, and because I'm hanging out with my cousin a lot. And cousin, if you're watching this, nothing personal towards you, obviously, like, this has been my decision to do. But I'd be like, I'm gonna go have some cafecito, and we're gonna go on a walk, and we're gonna go do this. Now, here's the thing. Where is my discipline for myself? Where am I not showing myself that love? That is part of self-care and self-love. And I have been abandoning myself even through those small habits because I'm like, oh yeah, like, it's okay once in a while. Well, the once in a while starts to become a habit, and it's not a good habit. It's a bad habit. Today, actually, we're gonna see each other. She's gonna pick me up from the oil change, and we're gonna go get some donuts. And she was like, do you want me to bring you some coffee, or do you want to go to another coffee shop to try or whatever? And I was like, I can't, like, I'm fasting, and like, I'm fasting, you know, like, I'm not gonna eat until 12 because I want to keep those hours to myself. And I know that later on I'm gonna have some real good dinner. I don't know what I'm having, but I'm gonna have good dinner, and I'm not gonna want to cut myself from not eating at no 4 p.m. on a Saturday. Are you kidding me? So that's my point, right? Like, there are ways that we self-abandon. There are ways and things that we're doing to ourselves, and they're small, and so we may not even think much of them, but they add up. And so the point of this book too is that those atomic habits that are so small, if you create good and healthy habits, you are going to create a process for yourself where you are disciplined and something that you can actually follow. It starts little by little. I was on live the other day, and someone was asking me, like, Amy, like, I get a lot of cravings at night, and so I feel like I can't lose weight because that's when I'm eating. And I literally, like, I remember telling her, okay, this is what you're gonna do, because this is something that helped me. I was like, as soon as you're done having dinner, if you're gonna stay up for another couple of hours, have dinner and go and brush your teeth. And if you're gonna go lay down in your bed, or you're gonna go lay down in the couch, or whatever you're gonna do and just watch movies and be up, after you brush your teeth, get a glass of water or get a bottle, fill it up with water, and when you want to get up and have that instinct to, like, get up and just go get something, or that craving to get up and get something to eat because you're bored, you're not hungry, drink water. I'm like, and just drink water. Like, be intentional about having this little habit where you go brush your teeth and you drink water. And I promise you that little by little, if you stick to it, you're gonna stop eating at night the way that you do. A lot of the things that we do have to do with our emotions. A lot of the bad habits that we have to do with our emotions and how we feel. And so we need to regulate ourselves. And trust me, I'm telling you this as I'm also practicing it, and as I'm also, like, learning this about myself, where I'm like, wait, hold on, like, chill. Okay, Amy, like, you need to get back on track. Your focus needs to be you, not your desire of whatever. Like, your focus needs to be you. You need to be the healthy one. You need to be, you know, like, everything that you want to be, so that everything else comes the way that it's supposed to come. Like, you don't have to go out there looking for opportunity. You don't have to go out there looking for a job. You don't have to go out there looking for a partner. You don't have to go out there looking for nothing, right? Like, the goddess in you can stay sitting down, focusing on herself and doing what she's meant to be doing, which is taking care of her. Like, self-care for her, self-love for her. Like, hence the word self. All that to say that today is going to be a great day, and today we're going to be working on our vision boards later on. If you're watching this, by the time you're watching this and you want to create your own vision board, create your vision board for you. Create your vision board aside from the desires that you want and that you crave so much. Of course, like, I'm still putting my silver plaque, baby, because that is still a desire that I have, and I know I'm putting action behind being a full-time content creator. So that's another thing that, like, I'm telling you guys, right? Like, I don't realize this because a lot of the times I'm so used to like putting out the reels or the TikToks or whatever that I'm like, all right, like, cool, like as long as I'm consistent, I'm good. As long as I'm consistent, I'm good, right? And then I talk to certain people and people are like, Amy, like, you are doing so great, you are doing so good, and like, they're just speaking life into my dreams. And I'm like, thank you so much, because it doesn't always feel like that from this perspective. Like, I don't always see it like that. It doesn't feel like that because I'm the one doing it, because I'm the one behind the camera, because I'm the one editing. Like, things don't always look like that, but I am so happy that from the outside perspective, you guys can see that, right? And so that's one thing where sometimes people are like, well, how did you go from here to here? Baby, I've been working, you know, like, I've been working and I've been putting in the work. And when things start to happen for someone, it's because they've been putting in the work in closed doors. So that was my point to all that. Anyways, I have a couple of minutes left. Yesterday morning, I shared with you guys on my Instagram because I was on day 21 of the workbook. Today, I'm on day 22. And I'll share with you guys what I shared on Instagram, and I'm gonna do my day a little bit later. I was gonna do it right now, but then I ended up chopping it up with you guys. So basically, day 21, the scripture is Philippians. So yesterday was day 17, today is day 18, and I'm gonna work on it later. But yesterday, day 17, was setting faith-filled goals, and the scripture was Ephesians 3:20, which says, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine," right? Remember, I've talked to you guys about the fact that as like, our human brains have limits, right? And those are our limiting beliefs, because that's all we've seen, that's all that surrounds us, that's all that we feel like we can attain. But God is like, dream bigger, because I can do bigger, I can do the impossible, I can take care of it. You may not be able to, but if you put action behind your dreams, I am gonna make it work for you. And then I was like, got it. So yesterday's prayer focus, which you can do it whenever it is that you're watching this, is pray for boldness to set God-sized goals. Baby, we need to be bold out here. We need to dream bigger. Like, so many of us are so shy. Like, even the fact that people have been printing their pictures and they're like ashamed of picking up their pictures because of what their dreams look like. Like, who cares what the cashier at CVS thinks or the photo clerk thinks when they're seeing your vision? Like, you shouldn't be ashamed of your vision. You shouldn't be ashamed of your dreams. Those are your dreams. And if they don't have dreams, that's very much on those people. Who cares? Whatever they think, let them. Have the courage and be bold. Be bold to go up to someone and talk to them. Be bold to, you know, just like do new things that no one in your life has done, no one in your family has done, like things that you don't ever see anyone doing. Like, you choose that path, because I promise you that there is so much reward in that path as well. Be bold, dream big. Like, I have just been reminded this week to continue to dream, because I'm a dreamer and I'm not the only one. I'm a dreamer, but I forget that I can continue to dream. I forget that I need to have faith in my dreams. Like, I forget that. So if you're not even a dreamer, baby, start dreaming. Start dreaming. Anyways, the activity was also to write down 3 to 5 faith-filled goals for the next year, which, again, more of goals for me. I am focusing on my processes more than goals, because once you attain that goal, like somebody wants to run a 5K marathon, once they run the marathon, most people will just stop running. Most people are like, okay, I've reached this, and now we'll like gain a bunch of weight and stop like doing any physical activity. Like, how do you go from this to that? Makes absolutely no sense. But that's what happens with goals. We get to our goal and then we become complacent. I don't want a goal. I don't want to be goal oriented. I want to be process oriented. I want to have a process that sets me up for success in the long run every single time. And I want to enjoy the happiness in the process, the joy in the process. Not just feel joy and hold that happiness until I reach a goal. Man, I'm preaching. Anyways, the journal prompt for today was, how can I rely on God's strength to accomplish these goals or these processes? So that is for you. I'm gonna focus on mine later today. I'm gonna go put my shoes on and I'm gonna head out because it's time to go and we're gonna go get an oil change. So let's go. What is up, y'all? So I actually just came back from the mechanic and I just got my oil changed. I have been out the house for 4 hours and all I have done has been gone to Parlor Donuts to get some donuts because yes, and I got my oil changed. So first of all, I love the place that I went to. I didn't know where to go. And remember I had told you guys that I had gotten like a coupon in the mail not too long ago? Well, I did. I got a coupon for a $40 synthetic, which is what my car needs. Oil change plus a tire rotation. Baby, $40 está regalado. It's basically like half of the price of what I normally pay for an oil change plus a free tire rotation. Sign me up. They had several locations that I could go to, and the first thing that I did was go on Google reviews to see which one was reputable, because I obviously didn't want to go somewhere and for them to rip me off or for them to like do any of that. So I chose the Scottsdale location because that's the location that had the best reviews. And honestly, I feel really good at the fact that I went there because the guy Reggie from there, he literally took care of me, you know, and I appreciated that so much. Anyways, so much so to the point where they do a full inspection in your car. Everything came out green for me, thankfully. Like, everything is good for the exception of the brake oil. They're like, this one's coming out red, like you should do it. And I was like, just take care of it, because like I don't want to be coming back. And they did take care of it, and the actual guy that was working in my car, he like went as far as coming into, you know, like the little office space to show me what the oil looks like and to give me the explanation as to what it's supposed to look like and everything. I was so appreciative of that, and I was like, I'm so glad that I'm doing this. Basically, he's like, this oil is supposed to be clear, and it was black, as you can see here. So anyways, if you are in Arizona and you don't know where to take your car, or you just need an oil change, or you need to get your car checked out or whatever, they treated me amazing. And I think they would treat you amazing too. Reggie was excellent. He was a supervisor there. So I really recommend that place. I'll put the location right here so you guys know which one I'm talking about. Definitely check them out. Anyways, that's what took me having to wait a little bit longer than normal. And I was just there like just scrolling through TikTok and scrolling and like creating content and whatnot for my TikTok. So anyways, these are the donuts that I picked for today. And I went because I went with my cousin. She actually got a full dozen donuts from last time that I took them to for Christmas to them. Her husband loved them. Remember I told you guys? So anyways, these are the donuts that I got for today. They look amazing. So I ended up getting, this is raspberry filled. This is the turtle cheesecake, which is my favorite one. Caramel, bourbon caramel, and then the French toast, which is the most popular one. No quiero que se me caigan, but they smell amazing. And honestly, I would have this for breakfast right now, but I'm not. I'm not gonna have that for breakfast. And según yo, I was gonna go to Sprouts, I was gonna go get milk, I was gonna do all kinds of things. And then now it's like 12 o'clock, I'm hungry, I haven't worked out yet. So I was like, let me go have breakfast first. After I had breakfast, I'm gonna probably do a little bit of stretching here in my living room. After I do the stretching, I'll probably go work out, and then I'll go do my shopping. I also was thinking of going to Costco, but I'm like, it's kind of in between Christmas and the New Year, and I feel like people are still shopping a lot of food and like I'm like, maybe I'll just wait until sometime during the week to go to Costco, because I don't like to go to Costco when it's super, super packed, or grocery shopping for that matter. So that's the reason why I'm like, I'll go grocery shopping a little bit later. Like most people on a Saturday are not really doing their grocery shopping around like 3 p.m. You know what I mean? So we should be good. We should be okay. I was gonna say, anyways, I don't have eggs. I don't have eggs, by the way. So I'm gonna make a sandwich with, I do have hard boiled eggs. I don't have regular eggs that I can fry, which that sounded amazing to me, but that's okay. I'm gonna make like a breakfast sandwich. Yeah, we'll do that. I can't even make a little cafecito because I don't even have milk here in the house. Honestly, I was this close to like just going somewhere, but I'm like, no, just chill, wait, it's okay, relax, you know? Also, whoever gave me the idea to put a paper towel in my arugula so that it can last me longer, you have saved my life, because this arugula would have gone bad already, and it hasn't, so thank you. All right, ya puse a cocinar mi sandwich. Yummy. So since I didn't have egg to fry, I decided to smash up the egg with a little bit of oil, everything bagel seasoning, red pepper flakes. Yummy. I put cheese on the other side. We're gonna put some arugula. This is actually gonna taste better than I anticipated. Which good. I love to be pleasantly surprised like this. We're gonna put some avocado and banana peppers. This is actually gonna end up being really good. Ya se me está antojando. But that's how good they are. I love banana peppers with my sandwiches. It just brings it another flavor. And then we got this shabam. There you go. Amy's Cafe. What's up? This would have been like $15 somewhere else. This would have been for sure at least $15 somewhere else, which once in a while it's okay. But I literally was like, Amy, go and make yourself some breakfast and go home, because I didn't want to leave the donuts in the car. Look at the layers of this sandwich though. So, so good. Let's try it. Bomb. My pre-workout right here. Qué bárbaro. Something, I'm done by the way, something in me knew that if I came home and cooked for myself, I wasn't gonna want to go out to go buy anything. Not coffee, not anything. Like, I literally don't want to leave my house right now. I legit don't want to leave my house. So I'm not gonna leave my house. I also realized that I do have some oat milk here, and I'm gonna use that to make my coffee for today. I have some oat milk from Costco. This is my last carton that I have. I don't really drink this milk anymore, so I've had it for some time. Let me make sure that it's still good. It's good until February 12th, 2025. So I guess we're gonna use it now. This, when I was drinking oat milk, this was my favorite oat milk brand. We already know oat milk is not the healthiest option, but it's what I have right now, and I don't want to leave the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and drink that so it doesn't go to waste. And I'm gonna make my cafecito, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm thinking of doing a small cafecito, like literally this size, with 2 shots of espresso. So let's do that. I'm gonna do a brown sugar shaken espresso here at the house with a little bit of this vanilla as well, which is the vanilla from Trader Joe's. Honestly, you guys, a esta hora ya se me antoja muchísimo el café. So here we have 2 shots of espresso. I'm gonna put some brown sugar, and then I'm gonna put some of this vanilla syrup. And then we're gonna add some ice in here. Right, and then mason jars are great for this, by the way. Look at this. Yep. It's la espuma. Oh, it smells so lovely. It's literally just coffee. Now we're gonna pour some of this goodness in here. You guys. I normally put a little bit of the Chobani creamer, so let's try it with the oat milk. It's good. It definitely tastes like oat milk and not like regular milk, but this was literally the perfect amount. There is a specific taste that this sweet cream Chobani has, so I am gonna add like a tiny bit, just because I am interested in that little taste that I love. Ay, qué ricura. Amen. Oh yeah, I got it. All right, let me clean this up. Let me put stuff away. All right, you guys, we have gotten to the bathroom, and not for the reasons you think we're here for. I'm just kidding. Oh, that's funny. I'd be cracking myself up. I'm gonna oil my hair before I go and work out. I'm gonna be doing a light workout, however, and then I'm gonna come back and shower. So I'm gonna oil my hair. I've been having a lot of hair growth actually recently. And some of it has been, like you guys can see right here, like all of this is new hair. And it is because I oil my hair. So if you still haven't started oiling your hair after all the videos we've seen online about the benefits of this, make sure you check them out, look them up. Remember processes, right? This is one of the things, hair is one of the things that we can learn from, where it's not gonna grow from one day to the other. It takes a process. Hence why when we go to the hair salon and they mess up our hair, a lot of us suffer, because it's like, do you realize how long it's gonna take for my hair to be this long again? That's the reason why we suffer. It's the same thing with every habit that we're gonna be creating for ourselves and for our lives. So I encourage you, if you haven't started to do this, start doing it. So I like to oil my hair, and after I oil it, I use this to just kind of massage my scalp. A good old oil treatment. And this is a perfect time to do it because I'm gonna be going to the gym to sweat a little bit. Though I don't sweat as much as I used to when I was little, you know, I used to sweat a lot. I don't sweat that much anymore. And for today, I'm gonna be focusing on chest and arms and shoulders, which is honestly my favorite because I feel like the bottom half of me has a lot of muscle memory because I've worked it out so much, so many times, that as soon as I start doing and working out legs, butt, hamstrings, all of that good stuff, I start to notice a difference, which I'm very, very sore for my lower half right now and my back. I did back on Tuesday and I'm still sore from my back because a lot of the exercises that I do are compound movements that work out different parts and different muscles, even though you're focusing on one specific group. So if you're just starting and I'm speaking Chinese to you and you don't speak Chinese and you don't know what I'm saying, just know that with compound movements will get you further than trying to target or focus in one specific muscle. What am I talking about? Those look like squats, deadlifts, lunges, shoulder press. If you don't know what a shoulder press is, you literally are pressing. So that's what I'm focusing on. Nothing, you know, like out of this world and whatnot, but especially like when you're in doubt, definitely focus on that. So yeah, for me, the easiest thing to work out are my legs. So that's why I'm like, well, let me focus on the parts where I'm like, my chest, who wants to work out on their chest? No one wants to work out on the chest. I don't want to work out on their chest. Mainly women, like we don't really care to work out our chest, but we also need it because this little thing right here that we get next to the boobs, like the side boobs, that comes from working out our chest. And why do we not like it? Because with chest, it's chest press. It's chest press that we have to do. It's also push-ups that nobody likes. I don't like push-ups. Maybe because I can't do them. Like I feel like if I were a badass and I was able to do them, I'd be like, hell yeah, like I do push-ups, what's up? So like if any of you guys do push-ups, I commend you because good job. That means like anybody that can do a push-up is strong as AF. Like I'm telling you. All right, so nos vamos a hacer el chongo. I love the way that oil smells, by the way. It literally smells like rosemary. And I need to wash my hair already, so it's perfect that I'm gonna wash it tonight. And I should also be washing my brushes ASAP. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna be doing some chest press. I'm gonna be doing some overhead presses for my shoulders, some lateral raises, some frontal raises, and some curls. And then we'll see. We'll go from there. So I wanted to drink my coffee and like just go to the gym now, because I feel like if I go grocery shopping and I don't, you know, like we all know ourselves and we all know our timing and we all know when we get lazy. And if I already know, I might as well be proactive instead of setting myself up to fail. That's not what we want to do. All right. Hair done, nail done, everything did, and then nail done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy, huh? Matter of fact, you guys, before I head out, I'm gonna put my clothes to wash, especially, you guys know I like to start with the color. I want to go into the new year without having to do my laundry. You know what I mean? And instead of waiting 2, 4, 6 weeks to wash, I think I'm gonna do it now. That way it's not so much for me. And maybe it'll feel better and I'll next year start doing it more frequently. We'll see. My sister said that I should get a hamper where I can just divide everything in 3, which I'm like, I don't know that would make me want to do it more, you know? But we'll see. We're gonna figure it out. I need all the ladies that don't like to wash to stand up right now and tell me if that hamper actually makes you want to wash. Because that's my problem here. This is not my problem. Separating the clothes, I'm like, cake, that's easy. It's all of this. The washing and then folding and then putting away that I drag. That's the stuff I don't want to do. All right. Yeah, that's literally the part that I don't like, you guys. It's literally like, I guess the whole process, but separating it is not my issue. More than anything is everything else that comes after that. Because if somebody were to be like, all you have to do is separate your clothes, okay, you got it, you're washing it, cool, 100%. But that's not what I'm being told here. Now I'm preparing my AirPod Maxes so that I can go and work out. In case you guys don't know, which I would have assumed you knew this, but if you are going to be working out, you're wearing your makeup, you don't want your AirPod Maxes to be all sweaty and dirty and whatnot. First of all, you can wash them. Second of all, you can buy these plastic things on Amazon and it's going to save your life because it's not going to allow them to get dirty like that. That's why I have this one on top here, especially because before I had red hair. Can you imagine? That would have been horrible. And now I go and I focus on my workout with my cafecito, ready to kill my workout. I'll see you guys after the gym. We'll see each other back washing, okay? Mwah. I'm back. I'm back. And I'm listening to La Ley right now. So not that you guys are talking to me, but I can't talk to you. I was listening to El Duelo playing live. And I just got inspired to play the playlist of 2000s like Spanish later on, because salió la canción que se llama Mi Primer Millón by Vacilos. And if you've never heard that song, that is such an inspiring song. Like, it is such an inspiring song. I love it. It makes you want to, like, you know, just like loosen up and like just dance. Oh my gosh, this feels so amazing right now. If you didn't know, we release trauma like this, like by movement, and like, you know, we might look crazy or whatever, but like, you know that scene in Grey's Anatomy when Meredith and her best friend, I forgot her name, like Meredith, it's like going through a breakup, she's crying, and then her best friend is like, just dance, and like they just start dancing. Just dance. Me to me when I edit this, because God, like I already got emotional all over again, but for so many reasons. Like I am so excited for the new season that I'm about to go into, that I'm already like starting to experience. And I am so proud of myself for showing up to the gym today. Like, I really didn't want to. I don't always want to, but literally right now, like I went to go pick up some packages that I got and I opened my door, and as I'm walking through the hallway, I'm literally like, damn Amy, like you showed up for yourself, like good job. And it just got me so emotional, because these are the little things that are gonna give us so much more reward, right? They're part of our process. And I showed up for myself. So pat yourself on the back when you show up for yourself. Pat yourself on the back when you're doing something good and you are choosing yourself before anybody else. I'm very excited because, as you guys know, I am back to my reading era, and I wanted to get The Psychology of Money. This is the next book that I'm going to be reading after I finish Atomic Habits. I'm very excited. It is said to have timeless lessons on wealth, greed, and happiness. And it's a really, really good book, according to all of the readers. If you're trying to get your ducks in a row, especially when it comes to your financial life. We already know my story. If you don't, I'm not going to talk about it right now. But I've mentioned it, and I'm sure you can get some points in all of my content that I create, because I'm very happy to have healed my relationship with food, healed my relationship with money, heal my relationship with myself, and heal the relationships around me, and now be able to set limits in a very healthy way for myself, set boundaries in a very healthy way for myself, and to protect me. And it's not selfish to protect ourselves. You need to do that in order to continue to live a fulfilling life. So I am very excited to be reading this book next. Let's see what else I got, because I know I got some stuff that I ordered. Oh yeah, so I also got myself a ring, or actually this is a sample ring from TikTok Shop that I'm gonna be putting on, because I literally was like, I need that ring. It is so pretty, and I do need to make a video with it. But I might as well just show you guys what it looks like. We know I love jewelry, and we know I love all kinds of pretty, shiny things. I mean, what girl doesn't, right? What girl doesn't? Look at that. Look how pretty. Look how pretty that looks. That looks amazing. Oh, this is so pretty. I love it. Oh my God. Such a pretty ring. Such a pretty ring. I will put the link in my TikTok shop if you guys want it. You can go ahead and get it there. And let's see what else we got. Oh, I know what else we got. So I didn't tell you guys this, but yesterday, as I was cleaning, I decided that I was gonna take out my dad's guitar so that I can set it up somewhere here in my house, like out in display. And as you can imagine, the moment I took that guitar out, all of the feelings of missing my dad like just came on to me, you know. And I literally like grabbed the guitar and I hugged it, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and it gets me like emotional right now, because obviously, right, like this is the guitar that my dad last used. This is the guitar that my dad had. This was his. This was something of his. And through everything that I went through with him, like I didn't feel like I got to keep anything that belonged to him. This was something that obviously like was so precious to him, right? And a lot of the memories that I have with my dad are of him and his guitar. So I decided, as soon as I took it out yesterday, I was like, I don't want to have it on the floor, so I'm gonna buy a stand for it. And I got a guitar stand so that I can, you know, make it look pretty, and that it's not on the floor. I don't want it to be on the floor. And so I got a stand, a guitar stand. And if you didn't know that about my dad, you guys are probably gonna be like, Amy, what? Why do you have a guitar there? Like, what is going on here? Well, now you know what it is and why it'll be there. I guess let's go set it up. Let me show you guys my dad's guitar. So I don't know if for sure I'm gonna leave it right here. But this is my dad's guitar. holding it definitely gives me the feels. But I got a really nice guitar stand so that we can have it here and display it, because I'm sure that's what he would want. He would want it to be nicely displayed, especially because that was like his precious thing. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up moving it or not. It might be there. I might end up putting it in the living room, maybe, I'm not sure. But anyways, we are back and we're gonna shower now. I feel so good right now, you guys. Like, you have no idea. I have just showered and I feel amazing. Literally, like, yes, I feel amazing that I showered. I put on my little God Got Me sweater and I am about to sit. I'm still washing, by the way. I'm about to sit with God for a little bit. Just him and I. My friend is actually coming over and then I'm gonna be going on soon with you guys. But I just kind of want to, you know, like go within and then also start my night or my evening in prayer with him, because here is my vision and I want to give him my vision, right? Regardless of what my vision may be and regardless of what I desire, I am leaving room and allowing God to move me wherever I'm supposed to go to. And that can be a little bit scary sometimes as somebody that's a control freak and as somebody that wants to figure everything out. Remember, I told you guys that I'm not going to be focusing on where I travel next year. Well, we kind of already had plans to go somewhere, like a friend and I, and the other day she was like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to make it that day or those dates, and like maybe we can reschedule it for later in the year. And I literally was like, don't worry about it, because I knew that was God. Like, I was like, fair. Like, I was like, okay, we're not doing that, fair. And then right away, like, my mind wanted to start figuring out, like, Amy, okay, since you're not gonna do that with her, where are you gonna go? And then I was reminded to sit still, right? As I have been telling you guys, I've been told to sit still, and so I'm sitting still. And so I was like, okay, got you, check mark. I wasn't even disappointed that it wasn't happening when we had planned for it to happen. It was more of like, I hear you and I see you and I'm listening. I am listening and I am obeying. So I want to spend a little time with him. I put on my God Got Me sweater because we already know what? God got me. Yes. So I have washed my hair. I have moisturized my whole body, literally. I feel like I hadn't moisturized my whole body in a while. I scrubbed the heck out of my skin today so that any dead skin and stuff could like go, because it's the winter and we are a little bit drier. So I did that, and then I went ahead and like super moisturized myself. Let me tell you with what. So I normally use the Cetaphil for my body, and then I also use this bio oil for like the top or like the chest, the arms, like my torso, the top part of my body. And then for my legs, I use baby oil. So literally, I put a little bit of lotion with some oil, and then I just go throughout my whole body. So I am very much moisturized right now. Feeling very fresh. I also have done my hair routine. And for right now, I'm going to let it air dry. I'm not really like pressed to like do it or anything like that. But like I said, as I'm still washing, I do want to just go within, maybe even write a letter to myself that I can open next year. So let's start that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so sore. I literally got up to grab you guys from over there and I'm like, whoa, like the workout is working, okay? But I am so excited for future Amy to read this letter that I just wrote her, because like obviously it made me cry right now, you know, and there's so much anticipation. I'm not gonna share it with you guys right now because it's gonna be very much private, and hopefully next year I can share it, and wherever I am in my life and whatever is happening around me, you know, like I'm able to share it with you guys. For today though, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm excited. I literally wrote front and back. and I didn't even know how to start it, but it made me so emotional because God is amazing, man. Like, if I can just start and end there, God is amazing. And I guess I'll share it with you guys right now, because I will share this at the end of the letter I wrote to future Amy, and I said, read Philippians chapter 4 verses 6 and 7, and I'll read it to you guys now. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I have always loved this verse, and I love it for so many reasons. First of all, as a reminder to not be anxious, which a lot of us live in anxiety about anything, like anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication. Like, do we understand the meaning of supplication? Like, do you guys understand what that means? I'm literally gonna look it up so that we can tell you what it means. The action of asking or begging for something earnestly or humbly. Like, he fell, there's a sentence that says he fell to his knees in supplication. Like, have you ever gone through something so intense that it had you on your knees praying to God? That it had you on your knees because you were in such a state of surrender that you knew and understood that nothing was in your control, and that you have basically no control over anything that happens outside of you. I know I have been on my knees multiple times begging God for his mercy, begging God for forgiveness, begging God for him to guard my heart, begging God for other people to be okay even if they're not going to be with me in my life. And like, to have been able to meet every single person that has been in my life has already been a miracle on its own, right? And this literally made me so emotional, and I know that future Amy is gonna appreciate this reminder so much for various reasons. I have no idea where she's gonna be. I have no idea what's gonna be going on in her life, but I do know one thing, and that one thing is that I'm sure throughout the year, the peace that surpasses all understanding, right? You know, and like there's an earthquake happening in your life, there is a bunch of things happening, and you have no idea how you feel at peace. That peace that surpasses all understanding is gonna be with her, because I have faith and I know in my heart that regardless of what comes and goes, God is always gonna be there for her. So anyways, that's how I finished off my letter. And of course I was like, I love you, girl. Like, I love you, girl. Like, I love you, you know, I love me right now. And there's a process I'm going through, but I love you. And I haven't even met you yet. I have no idea where you are, who you're with, what you're up to. And I'm so excited to meet you. Good morning, you guys. Yay. I totally forgot to record yesterday for the Zoom. I guess it was just one of those things where like whoever was there was meant to be there. It ended up being a super small group of us, but it felt so intimate and amazing to connect with other women. I feel like we all kind of gave each other advice on multiple things. We laughed a lot. We had a great time. It ended up going a little bit longer than 2 hours. So for those of you guys that joined, thank you. And for those of you guys that couldn't, I'm sorry that you couldn't join. We had a blast. I didn't finish my vision board last night. I was like so into the conversation as much as I was into the craftsmanship of my vision board. And it felt amazing. I mean, just writing the letter to my future self already felt amazing. And I cannot wait to see everything that God is going to do in my life this new year. I am excited. Today is Sunday, and it is the last Sunday of the year. And so I wanted to spend the last Sunday of the year, of course, going to church to see maybe what God has in store for me today. And then also I need to do some grocery shopping. So I went to sleep as soon as the Zoom ended. It was like almost 10 o'clock basically for me. And for whatever reason, I woke up at 6:30. So my church has a really early service and then a mid service and then a later on service basically. So like 8, 10, and 12 type of thing. And I was up early enough to go to the super early, and I did consider it to go to the super early service like I have before. But había quedado con una muchacha, which is someone that I had met at church in the past, to meet up at church for the 10:30 service because she worked early in the morning. And so I was like, no, like ya quedé con ella. I don't wanna, you know, like change the plans, and I don't wanna go early, even if it's the same word that I'm supposed to get there. Like there's obviously something maybe that she even needs, and maybe I need to go specifically at this time. And not just that, but also I already gave her my word. And that brought up a huge point for me because it's such a turnoff when somebody commits or overcommits to plans and then last minute ends up bailing out. I don't find that respectful at all from people. And so when I was presented with the idea this morning of potentially going to the earlier service, I was like, no, ya quedé con ella. I already told her that I was gonna go at this time, and I'm gonna stick to that. And so I don't know who needs to hear that, but I have had friendships in the past that overcommit themselves to multiple plans, and they can't always make it for obvious reasons. You are cramping yourself into so many things to please yourself, maybe to please everyone else, or also because no quieres quedar mal, like you don't want to be the bad one of the group. I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't overcommit yourself. Don't plan things out. Don't get other people's hopes up and excited to then bail out at the end. That is such a turn off in friendships. That is such a turn off in people and relationships overall, because you could have just shut up. Like you could have just not said anything, you know? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but it has happened to me multiple times. And to me, that is a way of disrespecting somebody else's time. I understand that things don't always work out the way that we want them to work out, but if you already know that you have something planned, that you have something going on, maybe in that moment estás toda emocionada and you're getting all worked up and you're like, yeah, like we can do it, let's do this and let's do that. And then the time comes around and then you're not really there for your yes to mean yes or your no to mean no. You know, so a lot of the times we think like, man, we're losing friendships, and like, why? Like, we don't even really know the reason. Maybe that's why. Maybe there are reasons that you can reflect that have to do with you and habits that you have to change within yourself to be able to cultivate better friendships. Because if you keep showing up like this in friendships, in relationships, your relationships are going to continue to fail, and not because of other people. Like, not everyone can be wrong if you're the common denominator, you know? So I just felt like I needed to say that because I feel like a lot of people overcommit themselves, and a lot of the times it's also for selfish reasons, because you want to say yes to everybody, and then at the end you want to have all of these plans made up to then be like, well, ¿qué me conviene más? What's best? What's more convenient to me? And that's a very selfish thing to do. So however you're coming up about this, whatever resonates with you, maybe take a little bit of time to reflect on how this applies to you and what you can do better for your future relationships, for your future friendships. And also, like, think of others. Again, the highest form of love is consideration. As a friend, when you're not considering my feelings, the fact that you got me all excited, the fact that like we were supposed to do this and now you're bailing and like you're changing plans last minute, when you're doing things like that, that is such a turn off for me. And I am very graceful and I'm very compassionate and I'm very understanding, but I also have a limit, right? Just like everyone else has a limit. And there's only so many times that I'm gonna allow myself to be put in those predicaments to then be like, you know what, we need to cut ties. You know what, I need to create some space. You know what, maybe this wasn't what I thought it would be, and that's okay. So I say that to say, for anyone out there who is trying to cultivate new friendships, who is trying to cultivate new relationships, who is trying to cultivate better friendships in the ones that you're already in, take a look at yourself and reflect on the things that you are or aren't doing, because I do believe in self-care and putting yourself first. But that also means when a plan comes up, if you don't know in that moment if you're going to be able to make it, or if it's something that you should commit yourself to, don't commit. You can always communicate, have clear communication with people, and basically say, in this moment, I'm not really sure that I can make it at that time, but let me see how my calendar is doing. Like, let me see what I got going on. Like, we're all adults here, you know? And then I'll get back to you. And if not, like, are you open to doing this another time? And then boom, you know, like clear communication and no disappointment, because we don't always have to do it when everyone wants us to do something. Anyways, that's that for this morning. Very early thought of today. But I was very much inspired by my own actions and by my own make sure your yes means yes and your no means no. Whatever that is for you, just make sure that you stick to that. People trust you when your yes means yes and your no means no. When you start to be like, well, maybe, I don't know, you're not very trustworthy. And personally, I take very pride in the fact that I am very trustworthy, that my integrity and ethic and morals and all of that is high, you know, and that I am very open to other people's, you know, like beliefs and other people's whatever, but I still have a line that I won't allow people to cross, right? And I think those are the boundaries that we set for ourselves so that we're not the ones ending up disappointed. So that's also guarding my heart. That's also guarding your heart. And like today, right? I'm just giving you guys that as an example, because if I didn't consider the fact that her and I already had a plan to meet at church at 10 o'clock, then I'd probably be like, who cares about that? Like, I'm gonna go earlier because then that way I can have more time for my day, da 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 da. And instead of that, I was like, you know what? Ya quedé con ella. I'm gonna show up at that time. That's fine. So since I'm up early, let me get up early. Let me start getting ready. And now we're gonna go grocery shopping early in the morning. So I got inspired. I was like, should I go to Sprouts or should I go to Whole Foods? I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and finally go get me some milk. Good morning. It's the day after. Happy Monday. It is officially December 30th. Can we believe that? Literally, the end of the year is here, y'all. I just came over here to, you know, let you go. I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye or see you later. But the vlog is already long enough. Like, I already uploaded all of the footage and I'm like, oh, this is already going to be a long one. Let me leave it right there. It is December 30th today, like I said, and I just, you know, hopefully you watch this before the end of the year, or hopefully you watch this within the first few days and it leaves you some food for thought. For me, it definitely gave me a lot of food for thought, and one of the major things was do not look back. Do not look back. Y'all heard that? Do not look back. It doesn't matter what didn't work out. It doesn't matter who it didn't work out with. It doesn't matter what friendships are left behind. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what. Do not look back. Continue to move forward. Continue to live your life. Continue to create everything that you're creating, and continue to be yourself. Continue to be the best version of you. And de aquí para arriba. All right? De aquí para arriba. I love you guys until next year. I know everybody's gonna be saying that. So annoying. But until next year, because I mean, it's a fact. Okay? I'll see you guys very, very soon. Mwah.